ultimately at the end he decided that, you know what, because there was a lot of things that was going on in his personal life where he had a handicapped child, and you know, his kids were already like, you know, not really doing that well in the school that they were in. So it's like, okay, you know, and then he started to see the black people that he was taught and that he was teaching other people to hate. He saw them helping, you know, each other. He saw them help, like Ann Atwater, for example, actually helped him with something, which I think that ultimately made his mind up. And then another thing that kind of made him kind of start looking at the Ku Klux Klan as maybe being something that he wasn't really interested in, or it wasn't something that they didn't live up to like their part. Because at the very end he puts on this speech and he said, you know what, I cried when I joined the Ku Klux Klan because, you know, it was a brotherhood. It was, you know, somebody that, you know, I know they'll have my back, you know, they'll look out for me and they'll do this and they'll do that, and they're all about like helping their own and protecting their own. But one thing about the Ku Klux Klan and about the whole situation was that there were a series of events that kept happening where he's like, you know what, you're really not the Ku Klux Klan. And from what I got from the movie and from what, and please, I don't want nobody hating on me because I'm just a little old Jasmine, like I'm just talking strictly about what was in the movie, was that they would screw other white people over that they kind of gave an oath to protect and always look out for their own kind to get what they wanted. They didn't look at, you know, all for one and one for all. They were kind of out for, you know, whatever kept the race pure. And if that meant, you know, getting rid of Johnny or screwing over Johnny because Johnny, you know, was friends with a black person, or because Mary Lou, you know, had a black boyfriend, like, or, you know, they didn't care. They didn't care. The same hatred they had for black people was the same hatred they had for other white people who wanted to see progress, who wanted to see the communities come together, who wanted to see, you know, the schools desegregated. They had that same amount of hate. And he was like, you know what, I didn't sign up for this. On top of the fact that Ann actually helped him with his child having a mental illness. You know, he was poor, just like, you know, all the black people was poor. So he's like, okay, what's the difference? What am I benefiting from, you know, hating these people? You know, when at the end of the day, when I was in need, who came to help me? Ann Atwater. Who came to help me? The black people. And my own brothers that's supposed to be, you know, supposed to help me. He's supposed to look out for not only me, but look out for their own fellow ones. They're not doing that. They're just being hateful and trying to do things out of spite. And I'm trying not to give, you know, too much detail or give like straight up answers or straight up like basically tell you the movie, because if there's people who want to see the movie, I want them to see the movie, you know, and I want them to not know every single detail based off of this movie, even though you're gonna know like quite a bit. So throughout this, you know, his feelings started to change about the Ku Klux Klan. His feelings started to change about Ann Atwater, and they became, you know, somewhat of a friendship. I mean, they became somewhat of friends, and ultimately, it was like, you know what? I don't have to agree with everything that, you know, you do, but I respect you. And so you had that they created that level of respect for each other, and I think that's what a lot of people need. A lot of people will get along so much better if they just respected one another, because you don't have to, you know, agree with everything. You know, you don't have to agree with people's beliefs. You don't have to agree with anything, the way they choose to live, whatever it is. Like, you don't have to agree with them. but you have to learn how to respect people and move on. And I hate that I'm wearing my glasses today and it's nothing but like a glare. But hey, what can I do? So I'm not taking my glasses off, so I can't do too much. But it basically just, you know, let you know, like, you know. And then also in the movie, it made people, you get the understanding that like people are people, you know. And it hit home when, you know, Taraji P. Henson, you know, the same God that made me made you, you know, the same person. You know, so if you believe in God, how can you possibly spew out this so much hate? So much hate. If you believe in God, you shouldn't hate anybody, especially not over race or the color of their skin, something that they can't even control. How do you hate somebody off of that? So talked about, you know, once you make a decision to become a better person, you know, whether it is, you know, you standing up for, you know, you standing up against your, what was once your fellow peers, and you're agreeing with the people that they hate, you know, there are consequences after that. There are consequences for not, for going against the grain. And that is true. That is true no matter what. You know, the moment you start doing something else different from what everybody else is doing, what everybody else expects you to do, you're always going to have that hate. You're always going to have that, those things, you know, that's going to, you know, you're going to have people try to sabotage you. You're going to have people that try to spit on, throw dirt on your name. You're going to have people, you know, talking about you. But you have to, at the end of the day, you have to stand up for what's right. You have to stand up for what you believe, you know. And the movie was so everybody good. Needs to, everybody, you need to see this movie on a big screen where you're not distracted. You know, you have your little popcorn, you drink your little drink, but other than that, you're not distracted with your phone. You're not distracted with like cooking dinner. You're not distracted with the kids running around. You're not distracted, and you need to see this movie and fully understand. And the fact that, you know, when it was all said and done, that Ann Atwater and C.P. Ellis were like best friends, to the point where, you know, she did his eulogy at his funeral when he passed away. Like, it's amazing. It is amazing. But I have a question. You know, do you think that it was the best thing, you know, for desegregation? Do you think that that was more beneficial to the kids? Because as you can see, right, like, even though desegregation ended and we can technically go to whatever school we want to, right, essentially this is still the same. It's still the same. You know, you have black schools and you have white schools. It's still the same. I feel like nothing really changed. You know, the same problems that they had with the defunding and the not giving the black kids proper books, not giving the black kids proper computers, not giving the black kids, you know, proper equipment. All those things are still relevant. They're still going on today. So you have to ask yourself, was that really a good idea? Was it really beneficial to, you know, to one, the whites or the blacks? In the comments, you can ask me whatever you like. Like, comment, subscribe, okay? Because I'm still on the hunt for my 4 subscribers, okay? I'm trying to get 30 subscribers. And if you saw the movie, let me know how you feel about the movie based off this review. Would you go see the movie? Yeah, so it's probably going to be 2 parts because this is really long, but we're going to do it, okay? We're going to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to say peace, okay? Peace, love, and blessings to everyone. And that's it.